Yo, back again in the cave. So, sorry, I'm eating a biscuit with greasy hands. In the last video, I mentioned this Gt Zaskar, very special to me. And for some reason, I just presumed you guys knew the backstory, but then I realised that my last YouTube account was hacked and it's not on there anymore. Anyway, this is my 16-inch Gt Zaskar. The backstory, basically I used to race when I was younger. Probably, I was about 13, 14. I'm guessing that was probably around 1999. And, yeah, my dad used to take me racing all over. I think it was called the IRMA series. I think they're actually still going. ERMA, Eastern Region Mountain Biking Association, or something like that. I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, I remember being at the race. I had a really heavy, cruddy bike at the time. It was it was a Specialized rock hopper, old one. Chromoly, heavy. And, yeah, I just remember, like, coming back from, like, finishing my race, going back into the paddocks. And, this guy was in a VW Golf, and on the back parcel shelf was this frame. And, I was like, Dad, this would fit. Like, we could transfer all the parts off of my rock hopper and put them onto this. And he was like, no, Alex. Like, we don't have the money. Like, we've already spent a load of money today. And I was grateful. And I just, whatever. Thank you. That's fine, Dad. No, if we can't afford it. We don't have it. And, I remember, like, I packed up and went to the showers, came back, was putting stuff in the car. My dad was like, I'm just going to go and get a coffee before we jump in the car. And he went off. And I always remember him walking back, swinging this frame. And it was a gorgeous summer day. And the sunlight was just reflecting off of the alley. And I was like, Dad, you bought it. Thank you so much. Like, this is amazing. And yeah, I just remember like smiling like a Cheshire cat the whole way back from Norfolk to where we live in Essex. And I just couldn't wait to get all the bits off my Specialized and put them on this, and it would be lighter and this, that and the other. And anyway, I remember getting it back, and I can actually picture exactly what it had. It had the Maruzoshi Bomber Blue Z3 light forks, the Specialized stem, use seat post with flight titanium saddle, an XT rear derailleur and an XTR front derailleur, and then just the Ritchie Specialized wheels that just standard. That's all we could kind of scrape together. But it was just brilliant for that particular time. I was young and very, very lucky to own such a light bike, and I just thought it would make me faster, and it was just a cool confidence boost, and I just loved the bike, and I had many races on it after that. And I think I've actually got some images which I'll show you in a second of me racing this bike. But yeah, anyway, moving forward probably about 10 years, I remember I moved out. And I was young, probably like 20, 21, didn't really have any money. And I stupidly thought, I'm going to sell this Zaskar. And yeah, stupid me, put it on eBay, not really knowing what I was doing. It got bidded. I think it sold for like 200 quid or something like that. And I remember taking it to the post office. Off it went. A week went by and the person I sold it to hadn't received it. And probably because I didn't wrap it properly or didn't put the right address on it or something idiot like me being young and naive and just thinking I could get easy cash when really I should have just kept it. Anyway, he said he never received it, and I was just like, whatever. He raised the case of eBay. I ended up refunding him, and that was kind of the last I ever really thought about it, to be honest with you, because I didn't race anymore. Bikes weren't really my thing. I was into skateboarding and partying, and yeah, man, like that was kind of the end of it. A year or two went past, and for some reason I had to go back to that post office where I sent this exact bike. And I couldn't believe it. I walked in, and the guy was like, I've been waiting for you to come in for 2 years. And I was like, you what? And he was like, did you send a bike frame with me like 2 years ago? And I was like, yeah, I think so. They never got it. And he was like, yes, you idiot. That's because it was returned to sender and you didn't put your postcode on the parcel, so I could never drop it back off at your house. And it's just sat in our shed outside out the back. He was like, do you want to come and have a look, see if it's yours? And this guy took me out the back of his post office, and there's this leaky old sort of like bottle shed. And there was a shelf at the top, and wrapped up in a black bin bag was my Gt Zaskar. I couldn't believe it. And if there was ever a sign never to sell something, or this is it. So yeah, this is the very, very special Zaskar Ali. It's not mint by any standards, you know. It could be ball burn. It could be polished. It's a ball burnished frame. So, and just the welds. Look at the welds on these things. Like, they don't make them like this anymore. I'm sure there's reasons, probably because they're all carbon and techs come forward. But there's just something special about a Zaskar, and even more special about this one. So yeah, this is my nostalgic GT story. What I'll do is, if I go inside, I'll be able to pull up some photos of me racing it. But yeah, this is a very special frame to me, and I'll probably build it up back to its former glory. So if anyone's got any parts that would suit this, it doesn't have to be how I had it. Maybe close would be cool. I turned it into a jump bike. I'll show you in a sec. But if you hold tight, I can show you. Okay, so we're inside, in the warm actually, it's quite nice. So this is what I've pulled up. This is a really old image. I think this was probably just after I'd started building it up. As you can kind of see, here I am. This is me, this little fella here. I think I haven't grown much. And this is the bike. So look, as you can kind of see, it's the Maruzoshi Blue Z3s. And all of the specialised parts. And yeah, that is that Zaskar frame. This is my other friend, Sam. He had a Zaskar too, but he had a nicer one. He had like Judy XCs and the Lemon Mavics I always wanted. And yeah, but he was a lot faster than me. He would always come first and I'd come third or fourth. But I was probably one of the youngest in my categories. And as you can see, look at these guys, man. Look at that helmet, blimey. Yeah. So that was that race. And then probably about 3 years ago, I built it up as like a jump bike, which is here. As you can see, it was polished, and I put like those cool tabletop tyres and the Flight titanium seat is back on it, that I still had, and the Thompson stem, and some Judy's, and an XT crank, maybe. I'm sure I can stand corrected. But yeah, I need to get this back to its former glory. So, interesting little blurb. But yeah, I'd love to know in the comments what you think. If anyone else has got a Zaskar, or what I should do with that Zaskar, more importantly. Yeah, man. So that's that. I've got more builds going on as we speak. It's pretty cold out there, but I'm getting them done, so there'll be more updates as soon as I can. Cool. Please like and subscribe, and also I'm selling parts on my Instagram, so it's ALS _bikes on Instagram. If you can follow me, that would be amazing. And I'm always putting stuff up for sale, and I'm always putting builds up. So yeah, peace.